Well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It has been a while since you have heard this, but welcome to News in Motion. We are here in a new year. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a fantastic New Year, a wonderful holiday. We have missed you. We have missed you. In case you don't remember what happened, we took the entire month of December off, kind of as a time to rest, to heal up. But we are back and we are live here at News in Motion. So whether you are tuning in through Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or if you're an audio podcast listener, we just want to say thank you for tuning in and supporting News in Motion. Um, we will be joined momentarily by Miss Gail Dudley. But how is everyone doing today? Let us know who's in the room. Who is in the room? Good morning, Miss Adrian, tuning in through YouTube. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are having a wonderful new year so far. Good morning, Miss Marion Jackson, also tuning in through YouTube as well. So, without further delay, I missed this and I know y'all did too. Let's get ready for some news in motion.
News in motion.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy New Year to all of you. Today is Monday, January the 8th, 2024. 2024. I want to see in the chat, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? How was your Hanukkah? Whatever it is that you are celebrating or doing, please share that in the chat. As you're doing that, I will tell all of you, thank you for praying for me for over this is week number 7. Today marks week number 7. You could probably still hear it in my respiratory system. Good morning, my brother. And I'm still fighting through it. Every time I think I'm over this illness, it comes back. It's the craziest thing. Some people have named this the 100-day cough. Other people have named this a mysterious illness. I don't know. I see you, Dave. Yeah, I see you, Adrian and Deb and Jackie and Marion. Good morning to all of you. So it comes and goes. I will share with you if you receive my newsletter. If not, go to gaildeli.com and just wait for the pop up. It'll pop up. But I think I shared with y'all 2 weeks ago that there was a moment I thought I was out of here. Seriously. I found my comfortable spot on the bathroom floor, where my husband would be like, get up, get up. And I was like, you stop talking because I just need quiet and I just need to lie here. And I'll fall asleep for 10 minutes and I'll get up. So I'm still fighting it and I'll start coughing. So I don't know how long the show will be today, but thank y'all for your prayers, your cards, everything, making sure that I'm coming through this. So we'll see. I see you, Pastor Alex. Good morning to you. So y'all, I want to again put in there, how was it? Good morning, Judy Neal. Good morning. Happy New Year to you. So y'all let me know, like how, what did you do? What did you do over this holiday season? Let me know. So I am up, I am out and about, but I get exhausted kind of quickly. So if some of you may want to know, I started with the flu. So they say, I don't think they really know. I started with the flu. Then I was tested and it was positive for walking pneumonia. And then it turned to bronchitis. And now I don't know what it is. Okay. And again, it comes and goes. Yesterday I was doing well. Then all of a sudden I was exhausted. And when I get exhausted, I'm down. So we'll just see. So just keep praying for me. If I can share one thing with all of you, that is this. Don't be afraid to wear your mask. Okay, I've been wearing my mask and I don't care. But I'm seeing that there's more and more people wearing their mask as well. So I don't care. I don't care. I see you, Lori. Good morning to you. Good morning. So if I cough, forgive me. So y'all, today is Monday, January the 8th. I want to jump in and share some of this news with you. I see you, Shardenia. Good morning. So y'all, as News in Motion, y'all, we are now 3.5 years old. Can y'all believe that? I was kind of shocked by that. For those of you who may be new to the platform, News in Motion operates as an aggregated, not satire. We are nowhere as close to satire, as an aggregated media platform dedicated to fostering citizens' engagement in civic life by delivering headline news, voter information, voter registration, voter participation. I mean, we're encouraging that on an ongoing basis, y'all. We are in the election year. This is considered one of the most highlighted. This is considered a major election year. So please be paying attention. We're going to be heavy on the politics, okay? And we're serving as a catalyst for action with an uplifting message. So that's pretty much who we are. We're a grassroots movement, seek to inspire individuals through informative and engaging content, encouraging everyone to take meaningful action in their communities and to contribute a positive change. Yeah, this year we're going to make some adjustments, and I'll explain to you why we're doing that. It's really exciting because when I look back, you know, when you're on your back, cannot do much of anything, you start going through and paying attention to all the detailed reports and everything. And when I was going through some of the detailed reports, I was noticing that Monday's numbers were extremely low. Not only that, for the last 2 weeks, I did a test run on doing the research and how long it took. All of my time doubled. So we're backing off of Monday. We're backing off of Monday, and we're going to come strong on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday is going to be that's happening. Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be either Wednesday word or spoken Wednesday wisdom or Wednesday workshop. Something we'll find and find that. Maybe you can help us name that. If you have a suggestion for Wednesday, put it in there. It's going to be more heavy on the teaching side on Wednesday, and Thursday is going to be town hall Thursdays. Town Halls Thursdays, I'm so excited about because you may be like, oh, I need to get on. We will throw you the link to jump on, but just don't be in your pajamas or your hair curled up, or you can wear your bonnet if it's nice, whatever. But we're gonna have fun with it. I see you, Virgie. I see you, Tracy. I see you, Stephanie. So that's what we're gonna do. So does that mean we'll never be on here on Monday? No, you're gonna have to set your alerts. Because if there's something major that we need to come out with, we're going to jump on here on Monday, same time, 7:25 a.m., but it's not going to be a continuous thing. So we want to just say that to you because Monday is normally even low in news in most cases. We're normally doing a highlight of what's happening or what's gone on before then. So that's what's happening with that. Um, and so y'all, this is the election cycle. So I want you to put some feedback in there on what you heard me say. So I make sure we're all on the same page. But y'all, we're going to go heavy when it comes with politics. We have to go heavy when it comes to politics. So again, News in Motion. Oh, by the way, we can now get on Instagram, right? And we tried it this morning, but it didn't work. So we're going to try it again tomorrow. We were able to go live. So if you're on my Instagram, you're like, well, she was on there for like 10 seconds. We were able to go live, but we were unable to mute the echo. And the way the streaming service shared with us that we have to mute Instagram, and you cannot do it on your phone or your tablet. You have to do it on the main device, which is my laptop, my desktop. So we had to quickly come out of there. So if you were on Instagram for a moment, that was us. So we were trying to get in there, but we had some blockage there. So with that, y'all, it's the election year, and y'all, Iowa caucus will kick it off at 7 p.m. On January the 15th. So that's what's happening, y'all, when it comes to the Iowa caucus. Happy New Year, Kim Edmondson. And y'all, again, if I cough, just forgive me. Every now and then, the mucus will do different things in my system. So just bear with us, y'all. I was like, I'm not delaying this again. We're going to come forward. So y'all, this also kicks off primary season. Yeah, we're here. And Associated Press reports that a political caucus, because I want you to understand what it is, because so many people are like, what is this? A political caucus is a gathering of people Okay, and you may have seen them on television before, but they're in sections. They're in different risers and different high school gyms or college campuses or whatnot, and they're in sections. And they start their caucus. They start voting. They start putting things in motion. So that's why you hear a lot about Iowa and the Iowa caucus. There's a series of local meetings that are being held throughout Iowa, throughout the state, where participants conduct party business. Um, so a lot of it's going to be focused on the Republican side of it, the GOP side of it, because the Democrats, pretty much it's Joe Biden. Okay, there may be other people running, but they're not having a heavy side on the Democratic side. They're just going to be doing their paperwork, if you will. So they're putting all this together. They're going through their numbers. They'll vote again, and it keeps going until finally they get their numbers. And it's going to come out right about maybe May, which is the longest time. And then at that point, everyone else will start their primaries. Okay. So Jackie says, I'm here for the politics. Hey, we're here. It's going to be heavy on the politics. Let me tell you. So they will pretty much determine where the GOP is headed. That's why all eyes are on Iowa at the moment. There's a new GOP debate that's coming out. It's only two people, Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley. And we know there's been a lot with Nikki Haley lately. So we just have to pay attention to that as well. I see you, Dr. Antoinette. So how are the caucuses different from the primaries? All right, y'all, again, we're going to really share this information with you so that you have factual information, so you know what to do with it and you know how to help register other people, okay? One of the main differences between the caucuses and the primaries is the amount of time allowed for the voting to occur. Everyone else, you got from what, 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m. to either 7, 8, sometimes 9 p.m. Iowa, in one day, Iowa caucus, it's going to go on forever. And they go back and forth and they go through all of that. So the Washington Post, though, reports that the Iowa caucus, as they're starting to really zone in on what's happening, they're also paying particular attention to the former guy and all the indictments and asking questions. As y'all know, there was a shooting in Iowa last week. Well, the former guy says, this is sad that this happened. This is a direct quote. This is sad that this happened here, but we got to get over it. What? Did you just tell the people who was experiencing a shooting to get over it? Yeah, he did, because he wanted to bring it back to your focus right now. So let's get back here. So it's going to be interesting. So y'all pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. All right, y'all. The Washington Post also reports that the congressional leaders have reached a deal, y'all. $1.66 trillion agreement. They did this on Sunday to finance the federal government in 2024, preserving funding for key domestic and social safety net programs. In the face of this whole GOP kind of like standoff where they want to cut the budget. Now, both Jeffries, the new guy, Mike Johnson, and then you also have Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell, they all in agreement with it. Well, then you got that far right side of the GOP. It's like, no, now Mike Johnson, we ain't pull you up in here for that. So this is going to get very ugly today and tomorrow. Kim Edmondson said the drama is back. Yeah, this is about to get real ugly because they're mad. And we know that Kevin McCarthy's now gone. He resigned. All that. I was going to say all that good stuff. That's not fair. All that kind of thing that happened. So it's going to be interesting. So now they're gearing up to read it and then to do their final passage to codify what already took place. And so Joe Biden is waiting for it. We're going to see. So y'all, the funding will run out for 20% of the government, including essential programs such as veteran assistance and food and drug and safety on January the 19th. And then February the 2nd will be the rest. So hopefully they'll get this wrapped up before then. All right, I'm trying to make sure I don't cough here. So y'all, the deal will allow for $886.3 billion in defense spending and $772.7 billion in domestic discretionary spending. So we got to see how this plays out. I see you, Robert Holman. Good morning to you. All right, y'all. Also from the Washington Post, I want to talk about voting machines. All right, y'all. The headline reads, The voting machine security lawsuit could have a big implication for the next election. And then the former guy's allies are using it to bolster this 2020 lie. So here's the report. It says a favorable outcome for the plaintiffs in the trial starting this week could leave Georgia swing state heading into the 2024 cycle with machines that federal judge has deemed as dangerously vulnerable to security breaches, at least as they are currently being operated. Yeah, actually, the machines they're talking about are the same machines I use in Delaware County, and it's the touch screens. And they're talking about how people make mistakes. Well, you're supposed to review them when it's done. It gives you a review thing for you to look at, and then even a back button to back it up if you need to back it up to fix that. So, y'all, even with this in play, pay attention going into your primary season. Just make sure and then take the time to read the end before you submit it, before you print it out. And then you take it and they feed it through the other machine. We have a responsibility on our side to make sure we are completing this correctly, okay? So I do want to say this, that on both sides, which says, why are y'all arguing this? On both sides, they do not argue that the alleged vulnerabilities have actually been exploited. In fact, they're saying that there's no evidence at all that any of this has occurred. So why are y'all wasting taxpayers' money and going to court for that? That's a question we need to ask. Speaking of voting, I don't know if y'all caught this yesterday, but I don't know if she's just feeling herself because she's like going after all these presidents and the colleges, and she thought that viral video was going to take her to the next level of prominence or something. But on Meet the Press, that's NBC News, Representative Elise Stefanik, she tells Kristen Welker that she's not really going to answer if she's going to certify the election if the former guy doesn't win. What? We're really still playing this game. We're really still playing this game with everything that's going to happen. And that's why I'm telling you all now, or I'm suggesting to you all now, even today, check your voter registration. Anything's possible at this point. So it has to be a daily, a monthly check in the beginning, and then right around August, start checking it on a weekly basis. Just check your voter registration. Make sure everything, look at the spelling of your name, match that up against your ID, make sure the address is correct, make sure everything is spelled correctly. You want to check everything. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to just prepare us for what's to come. Yeah, Kim Edmondson, not this again. Yes, Jackie. She says she likes a new artwork in the background. Thank you. I just had to spruce it up just a little bit. So y'all, again, I've received a lot of alerts. Good morning, Fred Jones. When I turned on my, when I turned all of my alerts back on over the weekend, they started pouring in. The number one alert that I received, I want all of you listen to this. Please listen. Y'all, because people don't want to deal with the shenanigans and the possibilities of fighting and so forth, which we all understand. People are saying, I'm not working the election polls. I'm not doing that. So the demand, if y'all thought there was a demand for election poll workers in 2020, understand the demand has quadrupled for 2024. So they're really trying to get people to sign up as soon as possible. So y'all, the EAC, which I've heard me talk about that before, that's the Election Assistance Commission. They're workers essentials to ensuring that the elections are a success. Now, with each election, there are millions upon millions of Americans that dedicate themselves to sustaining the backbone of democracy, which is, in fact, our election process. And we want to keep democracy in the forefront of what we do. So you're needed. You are needed. You can go to powerthepolls.org/news in motion. Again, that's Power the Polls, and Isaiah's not there, so we'll get that up there or get it in the chat later on. But powerthepolls.org/news in motion and sign up. Sign up, y'all. They are crucial. Poll workers are crucial to the success of an election. Now, you're going to have some thick skin. You're going to have to not be timid, okay? Just giving you some forewarning here. You can't go in scared. So if you're scared, don't do it. Go in with confidence and with boldness. But y'all, you're needed. You're needed. They're already talking about the number of polling locations they're going to close in certain places. They're talking about closing polling locations in Ohio, closing polling locations in Georgia, closing polling locations in Florida. Does this ring a bell anywhere? It's like, why these places? Talking about closing polling locations in Texas. And then where they're talking about closing them, they're in places where people can't really get to other polling locations at all. So even with that, it's an opportunity for those of us who are activists or willing to do something to make sure people have the opportunity to go out and vote. Kim Edmondson says, I've already signed up for the poll worker assignment. Adrian says, I signed up for my location for March the 19th. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. So again, if it's something that brings like, you know what, I think I want to try this out, do it with a group of people if you can. I'm not saying you're going to be in the same location, but find something to do. But y'all, the need is out there. It's real. So here's my call to action for all of you this morning. First off, register to vote. If you are not a registered voter, we're asking that you will register to vote. Dr. Antoinette said her bishop, her husband signed up. Yay. Y'all, our lives, your life depends upon this, okay? So I am pleading with you to be registered. I'm also pleading with you to check your voter registration at least once a month. And then the other thing I'm asking all of us to do today, and if you think about it, do it on the 8th of each month leading up to the election. And that is to put on your as a status on all of your social media sites. So today I'm putting on all my social media sites, register to vote at rockthevote.org. Now that's the one I'm putting. But you can put vote.gov, you can put iwillvote.com. Find the one you would like to do. You can do vote.us. There are multiple sites. But I'm going to change my status. Well, that's going to be my status on all of my social media today. Please, people, register to vote. Of course, I'm going to put some graphic up there, whatever. But put that out there and encourage people to register to vote. Will you accept that call to action today? All right, y'all. Other news. U.S. Labor Department reported on Friday that the labor market closed out of 2023 in strong shape. I mean, seriously strong. Y'all, December jobs report showed employers added 216,000 jobs for the month, while unemployment held right about 3.7%. And that compared with respective estimates of 170,000 and 3.8% in the previous cycle. The hiring boost came from a gain of 52,000 in government jobs and another 38,000 in healthcare related fields. Look, can y'all hire somebody to figure out what this illness is? Just can y'all do that? And then average hourly earning rose at 0.4% on the month. That was pretty much up 0.4%, and then pretty much up 4.1% from a year ago. What's up, Apostle Anita? She says, call to action. Yes, girl, put in there, register to vote. Check your voter registration. Absolutely. Y'all, here's a question. Is this the beginning of the end, or is it the end, or is it just the beginning? Axios is reporting opening arguments will begin today in a long-anticipated civil trial against the National Rifle Association. I knew it was coming. National Rifle Association, that's the NRA, the largest gun right lobby in the U.S. The trial opens after a longtime NRA leader, Wayne LaPerry, the subject of the lawsuit, who also resigned on Friday, citing health reasons, okay? So the New York attorney, y'all got to give her props, Leticia James, launched an investigation into the NRA leadership in 2019 amid allegations of corruption and fraud. So, y'all, the lawsuit alleges that LaPierre and others used millions of dollars to fund personal expenses and to seek to bar defendants from leading New York profits in addition to financial penalties. So we got to watch this play out and see what's happening there. The next thing in other news, y'all, is it safe up there? Is it safe? Is it safe up there? Federal aviation officials ordered the grounding of a popular model Boeing 737 MAX jet over the weekend, following an incident on Friday with Alaskan Airlines, y'all. During the flight, y'all, a chunk of the plane came out like, what? What's happening here? That happened. They were able to land safely. The blowout occurred sometime in late afternoon flight out of Portland, Oregon, minutes after takeoff, 16,000 feet in the air. The failed section, they say, is a panel that's considered what we would call an emergency exit door. But in this Alaskan type plane, because of the way they set it up, they don't need to put a door there. So they had a panel there, y'all. That panel blew out. That's what happened. Yes, thank God everyone's safe. Now, y'all, I connect this story today, understanding the amount of money we pay for travel. Yeah. And the 54 billion, that's what the B, back during COVID-19 that was given to the airlines in 2021. Now, granted, some of the money went to payroll, but still, there was a lot of money went to the upkeep of these planes. So, y'all, let's just say hashtag follow the money on that. Now, his job is in trouble. Okay. Yeah, Kim Edmondson, that was scary. And yes, Kim Edmondson, Leticia James is no joke. And yes, Marion Jackson, class to action. Thank you for doing that, encouraging others. So, y'all, the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was has been hospitalized since January the 1st for undisclosed reasons. Now, he now faces scrutiny for failing to alert the White House for 3 days. Now, don't we all got to tell our boss that we won't be in the work? So he failed to give them anything. Now, so then I started thinking, well, maybe he wasn't able to. Maybe something seriously happened. Maybe his family didn't know how to reach because he holds this stuff confidential. What? But y'all, let's pray for this man because I think his job's in jeopardy. And then, excuse me, y'all. And then the other guy, sorry, I knew it was going to happen. Then the other guy is arguing before the federal courts that he has immunity because he was the president and he still considers himself the president. No, dude, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. And so just accept that. You're in trouble. So he's trying to argue. Jack Smith is still playing it cool. Now the Supreme Court's going to hear to see if he has immunity. Y'all just pay attention. Just pay attention. And with that, black women, everything is on the line and everything is on the ballot. So pay attention. Y'all, we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. With that, let me give you this inspirational message and I'm going to get out of here because my voice ain't going to make it. Y'all, write down the revelation. That's the inspirational message today. Write down the revelation. Habakkuk, some people say Habakkuk, 2:2, but I call it Habakkuk because that's what the professor says it's pronounced. So there's that. So, Kim Edmondson says you're in trouble. So y'all, I've been reading the book Draw the Circle by Mark Batterson. And it's not the first time I've gone through this prayer fast of drawing the circle and reading. And each time I read it, I see something different. So y'all, in this book, he talks about to start and keep a prayer journal. And in that, he says, and I quote, it's a way we document what God is doing in our lives. So then he asked a question in the book, why write it down? Well, who cares? Why write it down? And he says, because we have a natural tendency to remember what we should forget and forget what we should remember. Hello, somebody. That just spoke to me in that book. We have a tendency to remember what we should forget. Have you ever played in your mind over and over and over and over again a mistake that you made? Or something that's happened, and we're now carrying around guilt and shame because we're playing those mental tapes over and over and over again. See, we have a tendency to remember what we need to forget, and we hold on to those things, and those things will then dictate to us how we're going to move about or what we're going to do. Just so much stuff. And we need to learn how to forget those things. We need to write these things down and write down the promises of God and how God has moved us forward so that we're not holding on to something that's not for our good in the first place. So we have a tendency to remember things we need to forget. We need to forget that argument. We need to forget where we made the mistake and we post some fake information. Just okay, go back. Y'all know my rule. I don't delete anything. I just gonna say, you know what? Here's an update. I read more into it, and this is what really happened. So I apologize. Own it and let it go. Let it go. We need to forget things that people have said to us, that we're not even in relationship with them anymore, but we're still playing that mental tape over and over and over again. We need to forget those things. We need to forget that time we blew money on option trading. Okay. Hello, somebody. We need to forget those things and not feel guilty or shame about it. We need to forget them. So the purpose of journaling is to journal things and say, okay, this is what happened. This is the outcome. And this is how I'm pressing forward. This is what I'm doing. He goes on to say, and we should, and forget what we should remember. See, we forget all the praise reports. I don't know why do we do that? We forget how, okay, God brought me through this just 3 years ago, or God brought me through this 10 years ago, or I survived this illness, or I survived this horrific relationship. Whatever it is, excuse me, I survived. So we need to write down where God has blessed us, okay? Where God has blessed us. Over the weekend, if you got my email, or if you're on my Medium account, that's my blog account, you see I talked about, and I've been doing this since I've been back from Israel. Well, I gave it a 2-year break and then I came back. But chalking your door. Chalking your door. And it's not too late. You can still do it. And it's to bless your house. So if you're on my Medium, check it out. It tells you exactly how to do it. But I did that on Saturday. Because it happens on January 6th. Not that event, but chalking the door event. And that's 12 days after Christmas, okay? And I'm trying to think of the term and I can't think of it, but it's 12 days after Christmas where you just bless your house. You bless your house. So I wrote down what I felt when I was praying, and my husband and I were praying over our doors, and and it says just really do your main door. I was like, we got to get the garage door. We got to get the patio door. We're going to bless this whole thing, okay? Because we need to get this sickness out of here, number one. But to remember the promises and to remember the blessings that you have received, y'all, that is so important. That is so important. And I'm here to inspire you today. And this is also a call to action to write down your accomplishments. Write down. Thank you, Dr. Antoinette. Thank you so much. Epiphany. So we gotta stay there. But to write those things down, and then in doing that, live into what God has for you. Live into it. Live into it. I think I told y'all, Politics and Prose is gone. Well, it's on pause, but we don't know its future. And that's the podcast that comes on Friday. We looked at so much, and because I was down, and this may speak to you in your business, because I was down, I had an opportunity to listen to webinars, podcasts, and whatever. And I was listening to this particular podcaster, and I'll share their name later. I see you're back. Will you put on the thing powerthepose.org/news in motion so that people can see that? Thank you. But there was a woman who was sharing about podcasts, and she says you could have all the downloads in the world, but she said take your average time that you spend per week preparing for the podcast. So that's whoever you're paying. So for me, it was the audio engineer. That's Gina. It was writing the show notes. It was doing the research on the person I was going to interview. It was putting the interview questions together, doing the graphics, all of that. And she said, at a minimum, give yourself $100 an hour, your pay. She goes, take that. She goes, most people are 5 hours a week. She says, so that times 5, that's $500. She said, and if you're doing it weekly, that's 500 times 4 weeks. And she said, sometimes it's 5 weeks. She said, so you're at $2,000 or $2,500. She said, now, That alone, that's your labor, your time, and everything. She goes, if you're not at least bringing in $2,500, she said it just like she goes, you failed. And I said, well, I done failed. And so it was just very interesting how she put all of that together. And I was listening to other people saying, and sometimes we hold on to things for too long. They were like, look at TV shows, look at their runs, look at how often they're there. She goes, they go, look at the other podcasts, see what the run is. And they said, now give yourself at least 3 years to make a determination. So when I looked at, remember, y'all was called something in mimosas, and then it switched to politics and prose. Well, with those two combined, no. So with that, I was like, I gotta let this go. I gotta let it was weight that I didn't need. And I saw that God was saying, your focus now is News in Motion and the work that you're doing there. So y'all write your vision, make it plain. Write your vision, make it plain. I'm trying, Apostle, I'm trying. And y'all, if there's things you need to let go of, go ahead and let go of those. All right, y'all. So glad to be back. So glad to be back. This is your host, Gail Dudley. This has been News in Motion. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow for That's Happening Tuesday. All right, don't forget, y'all, next Monday, we're not here, but we'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Y'all know what I say, and I'm keeping it. I was going to try to change it, but I just can't. Y'all make some bold moves, okay? Make some bold moves and stay well. That's most important. We're out.
News in motion.